So Jon Stewart is going to address the elephant in the room, namely the cognitive ability and health, not only of Joe Biden, but also of Donald Trump. And he has some fun with it. Let's get it.
Show for you tonight. Next week, obviously, we're going to have the big debate show. But tonight, we're going to get a quick state of play on this incredibly consequential presidential election. I guess the election has basically boiled down to each candidate accusing the other of having soup where there should be brain. There is plenty of fodder for the attacks, for instance, for President Biden. It is his habit of seemingly staring at what can only be considered ghosts or out-of-frame paratroopers, and then, when he's pulled back into frame, somehow giving the impression someone has just quantum leaped into his body. No, don't.
By the way, Democrats really fought vociferously when this video went viral. They tried to say it's fake news, it's misleading, because they clipped it disingenuously. And to be fair, there's half a point there, because in the videos that were pushed by Republican operatives, they omitted the guys with parachutes on the ground behind him who Biden was turning and walking towards. And so it is true. And they made it look like he was wandering off into nothingness, right? Like he's just lost and doesn't know where he is and just brain not working, turn around, just go into the ether, right? That's what it made it look like. That's actually not the case. That's not the case. He walked towards the, parachuting people or whatever. But the reason I say the Democrats have half a point is because what they're ignoring is, even with those people there, Biden looks fucking horrible. He looks like he's old. He looks like he's wandering. Yeah, I guess he was wandering in a slightly less bad way because there were some people there, but still, he wasn't supposed to be walking that way, right? So anyway, Jon Stewart's having fun with it.
There is plenty of fodder for the attacks, for instance, for President Biden. It is his habit of seemingly staring at what can only be considered ghosts or out-of-frame paratroopers, and then, when he's pulled back into frame, somehow giving the impression someone has just quantum leaped into his body.
He looks old. Just everybody stop pretending like he doesn't look like he's fucking lost, because he does.
No, don't look directly at the sun, sir. That would...
Look at that face.
Now, and as for Trump, basically, it's Trump tripping over his own dick anytime he tries to capitalize on Biden's age. Like this weekend, Trump appeared at the Herbalife of political conventions, Turning Point USA, where Trump articulated his case for having best brainful neurons smart.
Joe Biden has no plan. He's got absolutely no plan. He doesn't even know what the word inflation means.
Oh, you didn't! No! Oh, Joe Biden's so dumb. He thinks inflation is a rise in the overall price level for goods and services in the economy, as measured by the Consumer Price Index over time. Oh, shit. Oh, it turns out that is what it is. I'm sorry, I'm being told that is what inflation is. But still, you tell him, Donnie T. The case he's making to the American public is that he's the sharpest tool in the shed. See if you can find the flaw in his logic. Just one sentence later.
I don't think if you gave him a quiz, I think he should take a cognitive test like I did. I took a cognitive test and I aced it. Doc Ronnie Johnson. Does everyone know Ronnie Johnson, congressman from Texas?
Ronnie Johnson! Acing that cognitive test is a great point, if only his doctor was actually named Ronnie Johnson and not actually named Ronnie Jackson. He got the guy's name wrong on his cognitive test. I don't even know what to say.
Now, I'm sure Republicans will look at this and they'll be like, well, hold on, Johnson and Jackson are very close, and, it was just a one-time thing, et cetera. But it's actually not a one-time thing, which is kind of the point. Look, as we just discussed about the Piers Morgan debate, there are countless examples of it. All he does is overrides his lack of mental ability with charisma and bravado. Look, I'll grant you, he acts and looks a lot younger than Biden because he's so shooting from the hip and so expressive and all these things. For sure. But if you're saying things that, when you look at them on paper, they make no damn sense, then it is what it is, right? You're also kind of losing your mental faculties. You're losing your abilities. And we've covered, you could see countless clips where he does total word salad, or he also botches a word that should be unbotchable, right? And so I'm not saying he looks as bad as Biden because he doesn't, but in terms of, is he actually as bad as Biden cognitively? Yeah, I would say so, yeah. But again, they have different baggage that they bring to the table, right? There's different strikes against them in the eyes of the American public. With Trump, he's viewed as an extremist. He's viewed as somebody who tried to overturn the election, because he did. The Roe v. Wade strike against Trump and the other Republicans, people despise that. Convicted felon. With Biden, it's, dithering old man who's lost in his own fucking house. There's that. And of course, there's aiding and abetting a genocide. That little problem, right? But anyway, here we go.
Here's the problem. The sad thing is, under MAGA law, his name is now Ronnie Johnson. This is the way. But those aren't the only comments Trump seems to have spit the bit on. Just weeks before he heads to the Republican National Convention in Milwaukee, he called Milwaukee, quote, a horrible city, forcing liberals around the country to defend Milwaukee. A city they then had to pretend to have been to. Oh, Milwaukee's the finest city in, I want to say, Indiana. But don't worry, because Donald Trump cleared the whole thing up.
Well, I think it was very clear what I meant. I said we're very concerned with crime. I love Milwaukee. I have great friends in Milwaukee. But it's, as you know, the crime numbers are terrible, and we have to be very careful.
Yes. Lots of criminals in Milwaukee. Are you talking about now, sir? Or when you and your felonious friends come to town?
But no, seriously, it's a corny joke, but he's right. It's a corny joke, but he's 100% right. Like, that's what they are, right? We can pretend like that's not the case, but that is the case. They're criminals. And at the same time, they're like, oh, law and order, we're tough. We're tough on crime unless it's the crime that we commit, in which case we're totally fine with that crime. But other than that, law and order, when it comes to cracking down on, like, black people and minorities, law and order, but not for us, though. Never for us, bro. Anyway, I like that the disingenuous thing that liberals and Democrats will do is they will pretend, some of them will, like Biden has not lost a step or 7 steps, right? That's disingenuous. What Jon Stewart does that I like is he's accurately pointing out, yeah, of course Biden lost a step. Look at him. He's a mess, of course. But at the same time, let's not downplay and pretend like Donald Trump is firing on all cylinders here. He's not. Yes, the charisma and the bravado can go a long way. The, like, cocksure attitude and aggressive style of talking, that can go a long way into tricking people that, oh, he's all there. But again, if you take a Trump speech and then read it, don't watch him deliver it, read it. You got sentence fragments all over the place. You got word fucking salad. You got all sorts of mistakes, right? And that part, of course, is massively overlooked. But again, they both have their own sets of problems to deal with here. I love how I froze this. I love how I paused this. Look at his face. That is quite a face, Jon Stewart. Hey, y'all, do me a favor and like and subscribe. It helps out big time in the algorithm. Click the bell as well for notifications when videos drop, and watch that video on screen right now. You know you want to.